Okay, so we were just talking, Chuck Schumer, he was talking about the Freedom to Vote Act. Manchin wrote this one and said because he can get enough Republicans to vote for it, so he said, we will see. What are your bets? Just like he did the Manchin to me, only I can get gun control done. Yeah, okay. No. Carlos, it's so endlessly infuriating. This whole Senate Democrats said on Tuesday they hope to reach a compromise on Biden's domestic plan by the end of the week. But it's just what Manchin wants at this point. Let's be honest. It's not a negotiation, really, right?
Nope.
Right. Biden had to tell Democrats the plan to provide 2 years of free community college would most likely have to be jettisoned. The concession came days after negotiators began preparing to drop a clean electricity program intended to help rapidly replace coal and gas-fired plants. That was opposed by Joe Manchin's, whose concerns, I love that says, are driving the talks. It's just him driving the talks. Yeah. He's Toonsis. Much of the effort to bridge the inter-party divides have centered on him and Senator Sinema, both who met with Biden yesterday. Manchin also huddled privately with Senator Bernie Sanders. Jen Psaki did say after a day of constructive meetings, the president is now more confident this evening about the path forward to delivering for the American people and strong, sustained economic growth that benefits everyone. I mean, this is just ugly Manchin sausage. It's Manchin Sinema sausage at this point. And somebody did this. Hay Farmer tweeted, West Virginia, remember I was asking you, Trav, the statistics. I knew it was bad, but I couldn't remember. He said West Virginia is number 1 in opioid use and deaths per capita, number 2 in poverty and obesity, 45th in education, 50th in infrastructure. Clearly, West Virginia doesn't need any help with these problems, so Manchin shows so little interest in supporting them. I mean, they would be one of the states helped the most by what's in both of these plans. Right? And it's just, I just don't feel like the media really ever even asks Manchin the hard questions. Nope. Like how your constituents would almost benefit the most of anyone. And it's money in his pocket, clearly, right? From big oil and in Sinema's case, big pharma.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
You represent
Chuck Schumer on the Voting Act.
Our elections are the wellspring of democracy and everything that comes with it. Unfortunately, Donald Trump's big lie is spreading like a cancer among Republicans. Here's a chance for bipartisanship to repair that damage. And they know in their hearts, a lot of them, how bad this is. But they're afraid of Trump and they just go along. Tomorrow, the Senate will have the opportunity to rise to the moment. Democrats are ready to have this debate right now.
You know, that was one of the other things I thought noted Velociraptor Liz Cheney did really well yesterday, is called out her fellow Republicans to their face and said, there was not election fraud. You know it, right? And you know what happened on January 6th. Right. And then she said that. And then she said, January 6th was wrong. But Carlos, they're not a party that has any shame anymore. They're not a governing party. They don't have any shame. You can't shame them into anything.
Well, shame has been buried by fear. They know they'll be primaried and they'd be out and their career's over. They just cannot overcome the cancerous disease that is Trump. They can't get out from under that rock.
Yeah. And by the way,
just look at
this is
2015 Lindsey Graham's and Ted Cruz's and see how far they've flipped. And there's no way. You can't get them back. They're poison. It's cancer has overtaken them. They're done.
Well, and Schumer pointed out, this is just a vote to open debate. That's all this is. Yeah, Chuck Schumer.
Senate Republicans say they want more bipartisanship. Well, they're going to have the opportunity for bipartisanship tomorrow when we vote to begin debate. I hope they take us up on their offer.
Okay. They are terrorists. How many times must I say it? They are not governing partners. Okay. And your favorite, Mitch McConnell. I always, whenever I see that pistachio commercial, I think of him, the pissed off turtle with the no shell.
That's him.
That's him in the Senate that throws the pistachios at everyone else because he's pissed off about the no shell thing.
But turtles can't grab things because they don't have thumbs.
No, so that he just flicks pistachios at the rest of the Senate. Here he is.
Yeah, look, the voting rights law is intact. The Supreme Court did not strike down the Voting Rights Act. It is against the law
Yes,
to
they did.
discriminate against Americans on the basis of race. It has been since the Voting Rights Act in 1965. What our Democratic friends have been wanting to do forever is to have the federal government take over how elections are conducted all over America.
Yeah,
There's no
I like
basis for that. No basis for it whatsoever.
Why not?
Why are you just expressing your concerns about pistachios now? Do you know how many blocks away this was? That's part of the commercial too. This is, Turtle had to come a bunch of blocks. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, they essentially did. It's like Alito saying they didn't strike down Roe v. Wade. Essentially, they did.
Yeah.
And yes, essentially, they gutted voting rights, and they know that.
There's nothing to see here.
I think the Justice Department will go after these state laws, and I think they will lose in court because voter fraud does, in fact, exist.
No, it doesn't.
Democrats argue that this doesn't happen. Well, it doesn't happen very often because states do have things like photo ID, purging dead people from the rolls. These are normal administrative provisions that our Democratic friends would like to get rid of. So it is my hope and anticipation that none of us will vote for this latest iteration of Democratic efforts to take over how every American votes all over the country.
Oh, yeah.
Pardon me?
Why do we keep saying we're the United States? Why shouldn't there be a federal mandate as to how each state should vote? We're an entire country. The entire country should vote the same.
I said yesterday, I don't know if it was, Xavier Becerra, I think, said it, but Jeff Merkley has said it because Oregon's voted by mail forever.
Yeah.
They said, retweet if you think every American should be able to vote by mail, period. Yeah. We should get that
Especially
done.
when there's no discernible amount of fraud. He's saying like this.
Right.
McConnell is saying that the dead people voting is somehow a negligible or a certain amount of fraud that's occurring. And William Barr said it. There's no measurable fraud that took place in this last election.
Yeah,
so
that's what Liz Cheney said. There was
with his dead fish wire hung up lip is lying. Move the fish wire so I can move my mouth up and down.
Here's
Who's got
more
the wire?
dead fish wire.
Aren't at all comfortable with your party embracing the former president, whom you said was morally responsible for the January 6th attack?
Well, I do think we need to be talking about the future and not the past. I think the American people are focusing on this administration, what it's doing to the country, and it's my hope that the 22 election will be a referendum on the performance of the current administration, not a rehash of suggestions about what may have happened in 2020.
Okay, then why do we commemorate 9/11? Let's not go back and think about 9/11.
No, it's in the past.
That happened.
Yeah.
Let's just forget it. Let's just move on. God, why is that woman still with that hideous beast?
Yes.
Money. God, that thing is married.
I think they should continue to fight because, McConnell and Trump blame each other for Georgia. So I say big bag of rats.
Do it.
Fight. You're all awful. Just keep fighting all the way to 22 and 24. Or as Donald Trump says, just don't vote until you get to the bottom of what happened in 20. Absolutely. There's another new book out that reveals how Trump intentionally didn't do more to help Republican Georgia's special election. Yes, because he's a big, screamy, whiny, poopy diaper baby. He said they didn't want to vote because they knew they got screwed in the presidential election. The author spoke to Trump about how the election may have turned out if he'd said something like, despite some irregularities it deserved looking into, the state's voting system was reliable. And Trump said, I don't know, I did two very successful rallies. Yes, and then they lost both seats. Right. Okay, but he said, I did say a version of that, but not as strongly as you said, because I was very angry with what happened there. So he's basically admitting, I guess, my tantrum cost us Georgia and the Senate.
Yeah.
But let's just hope, let's, for the first time, encourage baby's tantrum. Carlos, you're a father. How would we encourage tantrums if we wanted them to continue?
Oh, by enforcing rules.
Oh, okay.
That always seems to throw Trump into a tantrum.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Well, he's going to get that judge. That's a very law and order, right? It's been spoken very strongly about the January 6th female judge, a Obama appointee that is in charge of, telling him no, which he's never been told no. That you do not have executive privilege over documents from the archives. So that could move quicker than we think, too.
She's not
right?
amused.
Huh?
She is not amused.
She's most distinctly not amused. Okay. Pardon me?
Not amused.
No. Okay. Anyway, so I don't know. I'm feeling a little more hopeful today about the whole, the alacritude of the justice of the coming.
No, that's not a word.
Well, we're well into hour 3 now, which means that I have. Okay.
Yeah.
Listen. As good as Carlos is at impressions, that is as bad as Rudy Giuliani is.
Oh, God.
Was it an Abe Lincoln filter, or was he wearing an Abe Lincoln costume?
It was a filter, but it was horrifying.
Yeah, it was horrifying.
Did you watch the video?
I saw a little bit of it. This is
I saw
for your entertainment pleasure, Carlos Elzraki, Emmy-winning voice man. This is Rudy Giuliani pretending he's Abe Lincoln? Okay.
Oh, go to the play.
Virginia, vote against the man who dishonored our past by selling my bedroom hundreds and hundreds of times to scoundrels in a pay-for-play scheme.
No.
In my time, we had a name for men who sold bedrooms for one night. In your time, the name is Terry McAuliffe, and the Clinton flees once and for all.
What the hell is he doing?
Oh my God.
What is that accent
Rudy
even?
Giuliani
What is that accent? What?
Drunk?
I don't know.
Is he
It's
drunk?
Shamilton.
Shamilton.